Dear everyone, this is for your general knowledge. When we are dedicating some Dharma action, whether it's prostrations, reading, our daily sadhana, a retreat, creating statues, painting, cleaning, taking care of the temple, washing, getting up, doing Dharma work, writing, reading, commenting, mandala offerings, preliminaries, mantras, whatever we're doing, at the end of we're doing it, whether it's a daily thing that we're doing, or it's a project, or it's a retreat, or it's a long-term thing, whatever we're doing and whatever we're dedicating, how powerful the merits accrued for dedication is dependent on a few factors. One is our motivation. Number two is how easy we made it to do the work. And three is ultimately fulfilling the wishes of our teacher, who gives us assignments in order to improve our mind, collect merit, purify our karma, so that we can reach the highest state of enlightenment. So when we do a dedication, it's based on those three, and a little bit more, but in general, these three, that makes the dedication more powerful. So we did it with a good motivation, that we wanted to learn, that we wanted to understand more, and in this case, in the reading case, we wanted to learn, we wanted to understand more, we wanted to comprehend more, we wanted to improve our spirituality, and that's a very good motivation. That's number one. Part two, during our action, during our assignments, whether it's reading or sadhanas or retreats, how easy we did it. We did it without reminders. We did it happily. We did it without avoiding. We did it without feeling lazy about it. We basically did it with a happy mind. We did it with a mind that we wanted to fulfill it. We want to complete it. We want to learn the best. We want to do our best from it. When we do it with that, then it's very, very powerful. And number three, ultimately, when our teacher gives us an assignment and we fulfill the assignment and we do the assignment without missing. We do the assignment without avoiding. We do the assignment without reminders, without being pushed, without being coerced, without becoming lazy, and then we abandon it after a while, and then we have to be reminded again. If we did it free of those faults of being reminded, of having to be pushed, having not avoiding, if we did it with that, then at the end when we do a dedication, it's very, very, very powerful. If during our sadhana, let's say that in the last year we were doing our sadhana and we had to be reminded 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of doing our sadhana, when we dedicate, it's not as powerful because it didn't come fully 100% from us. It came from someone having to remind us or telling us or maybe even pushing us to do it. So it's not a powerful dedication. Part two. Part three. So if we had an assignment, for example, for the teachers to say to you to do prostrations, and you did the prostrations all the time and you didn't miss it. You didn't miss your prostrations. And if you did miss it sometimes, you made it up happily without reminders. Then when you dedicate it, the force is more powerful. When you dedicate it, the merit is more. Let's say, for example, that you were supposed to do this reading, but you kept missing days, or you were late all the time, or you avoided it for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, or you just abandoned the project. You just didn't do the project. You just didn't finish the project. You just avoided it. You just let it go. Then when you dedicate, there's not much merit to dedicate, because when the teacher gave you instructions and the instructions are to benefit you and to help you, but you found ways to avoid it. You found ways to not complete it. You found ways to not go all the way with it. You found ways to skip out on it or not do it well. Then, of course, the dedication is not very powerful, because the whole reason of the teacher telling you or giving you an assignment is to overcome your laziness, is to overcome one's attachments, one's feeling of only wanting sensory pleasures, only wanting to have fun and games and not actually wanting to improve the mind. So when we do in that manner, we do in that way, when we dedicate, there's not much to dedicate, because the effort it took for you to do it erases out if it was done spontaneously and it was done from your heart. Part 3. Part 4. So when we do assignments from our teacher, we carry out the assignments through thick and thin. We carry our assignments no matter how difficult it is. We carried our assignments all the way. And if we were told to do 2, we do 3. If we were told to do 3, we do 4. And we did it without reminders. We did it spontaneously. We did it with joy. We did it with happiness. We did it without conflict. We did it without creating problems for other people. We did it without being pushed or reminded. We did it sincerely 100% from our heart. Then by fulfilling one's Lama's wishes and instructions, then one collects a great amount of merit. So the merit that we collect by fulfilling our Lama's wishes is much, much, much more than almost the action itself. I repeat, the merit that comes from fulfilling your Lama's instructions with a lot of effort and not giving up and not avoiding and not being lazy. The merit that comes from following the Lama's instructions is much more powerful than the actual action itself. So let's say that your Lama told you to do reading, and you made sure you didn't miss the reading. You made sure you read it. You made sure you were awake. You focused. You made sure you weren't reminded. Just from fulfilling your Lama's instructions of doing the reading in that way, that itself collects so much merit than the actual reading itself. Because why? You're following your Lama's instructions to help you. You're helping your Lama to help you to improve your mind. Part 5. So therefore, whenever we get an assignment from our teacher, whenever we get work from our teacher, whenever we get Dharma practice from our teacher, the key here is to do as much as we can, to do it consistently, and to do it thoroughly, and to do it with a lot of joy, and to do it with a lot of happiness, and to do it with a lot of faith and confidence that your Lama is recommending a Dharma action that will benefit you. That you don't need to be reminded over and over and over again. That you don't even have to be told over and over again. That you will find a way to remember the Lama's instructions, whether it's to write it down, put an alarm, or just mentally remember. Remembering your Lama's instructions and carrying out your Lama's instructions and doing it all the way against all adversity. And the adversity really comes from inside our mind. Shows true Guru devotion. Shows true Guru loyalty, devotion, true Guru reliance. And then you treat your Guru as one that is an object for you to have an association with, for you to reach the highest states of enlightenment. I repeat, then you treat your Guru as an object, as someone that brings you to the highest state of enlightenment. You don't treat your Guru like a mother or father that needs to remind and scold you and push you, but a person that actually brings you to the highest state of enlightenment. So that's very, very powerful. Whether the assignment is small or big, one shouldn't judge, because the Guru gives assignments according to your mental capacity at the moment. Part 6. The Guru could tell some persons, don't be late. Don't make other people wait. Be on time. Don't make other people stressed out because they have to wonder if you're coming or not. And if we hold on to that and we are not late and we practice that and we make ourselves on time and we make ourselves finish or arrive on time and we don't need any reminders, by doing that alone, that's Guru devotion. And then when we look at it deeper, when we're on time or when we have an assignment, we don't need to keep extending it and we finish it. That's Guru devotion. But if we look at it deeper, we actually improved ourselves. We actually did something to improve ourselves. So let's say that Lama said, okay, we have some threads, telephone threads. You're in charge of keeping the threads clean and clear, and you're in charge of keeping the assignments. You're in charge of reminding people of the assignments, and you're in charge of deleting assignments that's finished, and you're in charge of placing up the new assignments, and you do that every day without forgetfulness, without forgetting. To you, that may seem a very small job. To you, that may seem like a small assignment, but the very fact that you can't do such a small assignment will prove very much that you can't do a big one, that you're not consistent, and that you are preferential, and that you judge your teacher's decisions on how to tame your mind according to the way you would like it. So you're not relying on the teacher, you're actually using the teacher for your own convenience. So therefore, something as simple as taking care of a WhatsApp thread or a Skype thread that you've been assigned, to always do the assignments on there and to report back and to update. If you can't do that, how are you going to do the bigger ones? Part 7. So we think about it. For some people, we say, please do the reading. If you've been assigned to do the reading, you make sure you're around. You make sure that you plan your schedule to be around. You plan your schedule, your work, your practice, your sleeping. You plan everything around the reading because that's the assignment you've been given. Now, if you decide to disappear, you don't show up for 5-6 days, you don't show up for 1 day, you don't show up for 1 hour, you don't show up at this time, you have to be reminded. It's very, very clear that you don't have guru devotion, that you don't respect your guru, you don't respect your teacher, and you don't respect yourself, because the whole reason you're with a guru is to commit yourself to this person, to compassionately help to transform yourself from a good person to even a better person. So the whole reason you have a teacher is to transform yourself from becoming a good person to even a better person and to reach higher states of enlightenment. So if you're given assignments and you feel, oh, this is petty, this is small, I can do bigger things, it just shows you don't have full confidence in your Lama. It doesn't have full confidence in your teacher. You don't have full confidence in the instructions of this person. So if that's the case, of course, when you tell other people about your Lama, when you tell other people about your practice, they also won't be convinced by you, because how you treat your Lama will be carried forth to how other people perceive you. And there are a lot of things we say and do that's subconscious, that we may not realize we're doing, but we are doing, and other people pick up over time. Not everybody stays a new Dharma practitioner. People do mature and get advanced, and they will know, and they will be able to see through your sincerity. Part 8. So, guru devotion, transforming the mind, is not so much just the action. It is more how easy you made it for your teacher to give you instructions. Do you make yourself available? Do you do the instructions thoroughly? Do you update? Do you do it consistently? Or do you forget and you need reminders? You need to be pushed. You need to make special exceptions. How do you actually react and carry out your teacher's instructions? Do you carry it out? Does it fade away after a while? Do you do it for a little while, then it fades away? Do you do it for a little while and then you don't do it? Do you do it for a little while and then you need reminders? If that's the case, if you need reminders, you need to be pushed, and you make it very difficult to fulfill the assignments, it shows clearly you don't really respect your Lama. If you don't respect your Lama, if you don't respect your teacher, if you don't respect the person that gives you the Dharma, then how will your teacher, with a lot of love, help you to transform your mind, help you to transform your way of thinking, and to make you dharmic, and to help you to gain merits, to gain higher attainments, to have a good death, to have a good bardo, to have a good rebirth? How will your teacher do that for you? It's not possible, is it? So selectiveness starts from the smallest, and it will continue to the biggest. And after a while, we develop a habit that, well, my teacher tells me to do this, and if I don't want to do it, I can't do it, and I don't feel like I just don't do it. So what happens is that then there's a relationship breakdown. Then you create a relationship breakdown between you and your teacher. Part 9, and the relationship breakdown is where the teacher feels that however they can help you becomes very limited. However they can assist you becomes very narrow, and that the teacher has to be very careful what they can say to you, what they can assign to you, and they have to keep looking at your character, whether you can finish it, whether you will finish it, whether you do it all the way or you not do it all the way. So you actually put your teacher on the edge to think, well, how am I going to give an assignment to this person? Because this person won't do this person won't do that, this person needs to be reminded, this person had this habit, this person has that. So after a while, the relationship breaks down because then a teacher has a very difficult time assigning or giving anything to the student, because the student creates a lot of barriers, a lot of walls, a lot of obstacles to fulfill it. And also, then the student themselves feel like, well, maybe my teacher doesn't care about me. Maybe my teacher is neglecting me. Maybe I'm not getting attention. I'm not seeing my teacher, or I'm not getting enough teachings or whatever. We may think like that, but actually it's not that. The thing is, the teacher is kind of creating a distance so that the teacher doesn't offend you. Instead of the situation of you being afraid of offending your teacher, you put your teacher in a situation where your teacher is afraid to offend you. And that's a very bad situation to be in. And I've seen that with some of my teachers and some of their students, that they don't say much, they don't do much with the student, not because they don't love them, but because the students always don't fulfill, don't complete, don't finish, make excuses, late, avoid. So they put the teacher in a position that's very, very difficult to give him any instructions. Part 10. So therefore, the relationship between student and teacher starts to break down, not necessarily negatively, but in the sense that the teacher is afraid to give assignments. The teacher is wary of giving assignments. The teacher is always on the alert that you're going to fall asleep, you're not going to fulfill it, you're not going to get it done, you do it wrong, you don't concentrate, you don't go all the way with it, you're not going to finish it well. You're going to find some excuse or some way to work around the instruction. Instead of going all the way with it to improve yourself, you find a way to kind of find a shortcut all the time. So when the teacher sees that, then what the teacher does is not disturb you anymore. And it's really like that. It's not disturb you anymore, because you're sending a signal to your teacher, I'll only do it this way and on my terms. So when you make it only on your terms, if you go to school, you're not going to learn. If you're going to go driving school, you're not going to learn. If you're going to go to college, you're not going to learn. If you're going to learn art or pottery or music or anything you want to learn, you won't be able to learn. And the reason you won't be able to learn is because you make conditions and you make it very narrow for the teacher to teach you. This isn't for Dharma only, it's for anything in life. So therefore, you have to examine yourself, not criticize, but examine yourself and say, well, have I made it easy for my teacher to help me transform? Have I made it easy for my teacher to love me? Have I made it for my teacher to be close to me, to want to give me teachings, want to give me assignments, want to help me to transform, want to take care of me now in the bardo and future lives? Have I made it easy for my teacher, or have I made it very difficult for my teacher? And we have to examine that, and we have to think about that carefully. Part 11. So, if the teacher says to go to Bodh Gaya and do prostrations, and you make it very easy, you turn your schedule around and you totally save up your money, then you go to Bodh Gaya, you update, you do your practice there, you finish on time, you update, you do a good dedication, and you come back. Well, it's double the merit. One is you collect the merit because you have done the action of going to Bodh Gaya to do your practice or retreat, whatever you were assigned. And then the second higher merit is that you fulfilled your Lama's wishes. You fulfilled your Lama's instructions to do it. So that's a double one. And you did it uncompromisingly, without being lazy, without being reminded, without being pushed, without being coerced, without excuses, without missing it. You did it. You did it well. So when you do it that way, what happens is the merit is very great, because you made it very easy for your teacher to give you instructions. You made it very easy for your teacher to give you instructions, and you carry it out and you update your report. So when you're that type of student, of course you're transformed, because whatever the teacher gives you, pending that your teacher is a genuine teacher, is only to benefit you and to make you a better individual. It's not to say you're a bad individual, it's to say better and better. We're all good people, but we're not enlightened. We're all good people, but we're not enlightened, and we have a long ways to go for enlightenment. So we have to get off the thinking that we're perfect, because we're not. Hence, we have a teacher. So therefore, we have to think, how easy did we make the assignment for our teacher? How easy did we do it? How easy? So, Number 12. If the teacher said to you, be active on the thread, and after a while you're not active. After a while you need reminders. Such a simple assignment, and you can't fulfill, it shows your character. It shows your nature. It shows your true thinking of your teacher. The true thinking of your teacher is you don't treasure your teacher, you don't value your teacher, you don't respect your teacher all the way, and you don't think your teacher has wisdom to transform you. That's how, because the actions show it very clearly. If the teacher says, hey, be active on this thread and always clean up the thread and always bring forth assignments that have not been done, and you keep forgetting that over and over, and after a while you abandon it, it shows your character. So the worst thing we can do is when an assignment is abandoned and it's neglected and it's forgotten. And the excuse is, but I'm doing bigger things, but I'm doing other things, and I'm busy with this and that. Those are all excuses. Similarly, even if your teacher is dead for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, or your teacher is next to you or sitting next to you, you should never forget your assignments. You should never forget your commitments. You should never forget your promises. Through thick and thin, even if your life is at stake, your reputation is at stake, you should never give up your words of honor you've given your teacher. If you told your teacher yes, you should do it all the way. If you promised your teacher, you should do it all the way. Why? That is your spiritual integrity. What is spiritual integrity? Integrity is that you are a genuine, wholesome person, that when you say yes, it's for real and people can rely on you. When you say yes and you're going to do it and people can rely on you, then you become a good person in their eyes and they respect you. That is spiritual integrity. Then when you go on to spiritual practices, you'll have the integrity to become a truly spiritual person, to gain higher attainments. For assignments, this is number 13. For assignments, you should never make your teacher chase you. You should never make your teacher remind you. You should never abandon your assignments. You should make your teacher work around your schedule, your travel, your sleeping, your moods, your character. But you should work around your teachers. For the simple reason, you're one, your teacher has many to deal with. For the simple reason you're one person, you can adjust yourself, whereas your teacher has to adjust to many, many people. Just on a practical level, think in that kind of direction. So therefore, when you make it easy for your teacher, and when you're given the assignment, and you carry out the assignment, you do the work, you finish the work, and you did the work and you finished the work without hassle, without reminders, without problems, without any type of issues, and you just get it done, and you get it done well, free of mistakes, and you do it wholeheartedly, then it shows you have Guru devotion, you respect your teacher, you're ready for more, you've improved, you become better, you become a person with integrity. Then you become a person that's very easy to work with. You become a person that has great Guru devotion. What's Guru devotion? Guru devotion, the bottom line is spiritual integrity. Having the integrity to be genuine and real on your path to become a better person. A spiritual person is a person who's working to become a better person. To never be reminded, never be pushed. And your teacher never has to remind you, never has to push you, never has to go round and round and round with you. How do we reach that? By every day contemplating on the kindness of the teacher and what the teacher has done for us. Every single day we should contemplate on that. Part 14. So every day we should write something down that our teacher has done for us. Every day we should have a journal. We should write something down that we saw that the teacher had done for us. We saw the teacher had done for someone else. We saw how the teacher tried to do something or how the teacher cared. We should write that down. We should write it in a journal and then remember that and contemplate on that. And then every day take 2, 3, 4 minutes out and contemplate on the kindness of one's teacher to oneself. How many times the teacher has given you Dharma? How much the teacher has used his life to practice Dharma, to be in the Dharma, to discipline himself in the Dharma so that he will have the knowledge and the discipline in Dharma to give to you. If he hadn't lived his whole life in the Dharma, he wouldn't have any Dharma for you. So even before your teacher met you, He was very kind to practice Dharma so that by the time he met you, he'll have so much Dharma to give to you. So that's very kind. How many times has a teacher taught you, put up with you, was patient with you? How many times has a teacher given you food, medicine, care, a hug, gifts, love? How many times has a teacher done all of that for you? How many times has a teacher given you money, a place, material things, a pat on the back, medication? How many times has a teacher done all of that for you? Even more kinder than a father and mother? In some cases, because the teacher brings you to higher states of realization. So we have to think about all that. And when we think about all that, then we have a sense of gratitude for this person. Even if we don't understand what a real guru is, we still have a gratitude for this person that's been kind to me. This person, who I don't know what a guru is, but is a friend, has been kind to me. This person who is my guru has been kind to me. So number 15, I think that's the right number 15. When we contemplate on the kindness of this person, then we feel that we have to pay back. We have to return the kindness. We have to return it back. And how do we return the kindness? By remembering our assignments, by doing our assignments, by fulfilling our promises, never to be reminded, never to be pushed, never ever having to show a black face, never showing a slouchy body, never showing an attitude of forgetfulness or making excuses, and really doing our work and finishing our work and producing results that benefit others. Remember, all of us are doing Dharma work that benefits so many people. You know, these days the blog alone is getting 15,000 views per day. We're getting 300,000 views a day. Without our teachers guiding us, without the discipline that he's instilled in us, without all the pushing and the cajoling and the love and the care, we would not have produced all this work to have a blog to benefit so many people in the world. That's just one example of many other things he's produced with us by working with us. So we can see by working with our teacher, we have gotten tremendous results. We can see by working with our teacher, we have developed some integrity. We've transformed ourselves somewhat. We've become a better person. We pushed ourselves. We've motivated our mind to think in a higher and a better way. We've made our mind to think in a higher and better realm. So by associating with our teacher, by being near our teacher, by working with our teacher, we notice that our mind has started to think higher things, think about more other people, think about higher purposes in life, think about better purposes in life. We become more disciplined. We work toward others. We're even happy doing it. Number 16, so by being with our teacher, he's transformed us somewhat that we can do work that benefit others. We can be less selfish. We can control our senses. We can control our desires. We can control our attachments. We can control our anger. We can control our vengeance. We can control our pettiness. That by being with our teacher, we have changed. We have transformed. And although some of us has made it very difficult for our teacher by not being around or not following instructions all the way, making excuses, not taking the instructions as priority. By not taking the instructions as priority, sometimes we've made it difficult for our teacher to help us, to train us. But even still, through all of that, we can see that we have improved. We have become better. Our minds have transformed. Our minds have become better. We can think less selfishly. We can think of others more. And this comes from the kindness of our teacher, the patience, the love, and the care, and all the time and all the energy our teacher has spent on us. So we have to remember that even the little bit of association and the little bit of time and the little bit of effort that we have devoted to our teacher, we have seen some transformation in ourselves. We have seen it. We have transformed. We have changed. So imagine if we go all the way and we show real devotion, real love, real care, and we don't make carrying out instructions such a teeth-pulling session, such a difficult session. Imagine if we are not sneaky and not tricky, and we do our work all the way and without excuses. Just think how much further we can go. Number 17. So with a little bit of association we have with our teacher, and the training, and the Dharma, and the discipline, and the work, and the environment, we have transformed somewhat. So imagine that if we commit all the way. What's committing is having spiritual integrity, having the integrity to transform ourselves spiritually, and we go all the way. We'll have even more and more and more improvements. The secret to collecting merits is to follow the qualified teacher. I'm not saying I am a qualified teacher, but to follow a qualified teacher, a teacher that has knowledge, compassion, and care, and genuine concern for you. Because that's very rare to find that kind of person in this world. That has genuine concern for you, and to follow that person, and to take the instructions, and not make it difficult to fulfill the instructions of that person given to you, and to go all the way and to bring results. Then after a while, you'll see that fulfilling and getting things done and getting things in a timely manner, getting things on time and transforming ourselves, it becomes easier and easier and easier and easier and easier. It's like if we play sports and we trust our coach and we allow our coach to train us, we'll be a very good athlete. If we're always resistant to our coach and always have things to say or make excuses or late or don't finish or try to get around it or try to, cut corners, try to find shortcuts, then we don't allow our coach to train us. It's going to be very difficult for our coach to train us. So it's kind of like that. So doing our work and fulfilling all the way and doing it well, we will see transformations in our mind. Number 18. So therefore, when we finish prostrations, retreats, sadhanas, Dharma work, reading, contemplation, meditation, going to the store, buying things, making dharma, pujas, circumambulation, whatever we're doing, whatever assignment we're doing, if we make it easy for the teacher and we did it all the way, we didn't have to be reminded, we don't have to be pushed, and we did it happily, all the way, committedly, then when we finish, there's a tremendous amount of merits to be dedicated. And those merits will go back to oneself to bring oneself to a higher level and higher state of mind. The key here is this. Never forget assignments from your teacher. Never think the assignments are small or big. Write it down. Find ways not to forget. Don't be late in your assignments. Update, explain, talk, do it well, and bring completion to your assignments. Bring results to your assignments. Bring them. And then you'll see that you, in the process, become a better and better and better and better person. So that's how we dedicate merits at the end of Dharma action. That's how we dedicate. So it's the action, that's one, that collects the merits. And secondly, fulfilling the Guru's instructions without making it difficult for our Guru. Because why make it difficult for someone who loves you and who cares about you and who wants to help you? Gewandi Nudada Lama Sanji Drugune, draw chicken malopa de sala ko bara show.